Hey guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's Dr. Eric Naputi. Hope you guys are having a blessed day wherever in the world you are today. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Hey, listen, I wanted to share something with you. We just gotten, I just got into my office this morning. Just wrote up all of our report of findings. We have patients that come to see us from all over the country, really all over the globe. Today we just have U.S. citizens, but normally we have a lot of Europeans, some folks from Europe, Asia, etc. And it's all about helping people find the cause of their problem. So I want to share something with you that I wrote up for a patient of mine this morning. And it really speaks volumes to really what's happening in the world today. So first of all, give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me and hear me. Let me know where you guys are tuning in and watching from. So I want to talk a little bit about how you're not broken, you're blocked. And the reality of it is that it may sound crazy to you, but this is the reality of what's happening right now. And let me just fix this real quick. Okay, good. So let me give everybody a moment to jump on. Again, give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me and hear me. Let me know where you guys are watching from. So listen, I just want you to understand something. Is if you're tired and you've tried everything, okay, if you're tired of hurting and you're tired of suffering, you got anxiety, depression, insomnia, you got upset stomach, indigestion, you got chronic pain, you got fatigue, you got anxiety, you got depression. The reason why you have those problems still is because the root cause has not been found and not been resolved. Okay, so I want to tell you something that might sound a little crazy, but you're not broken, you're blocked. And that's the thing I need you to understand, is that you're blocked and you're not diseased, you're truly disconnected. And so when you restore that connection physically, chemically, and neuroemotionally back into your body does exactly what God designed it to do, and that's to heal. We are designed to heal, but if you don't do the right things for your body, it's never going to heal. And so every week, people walk into my office from all over the world and they say, Doc, I've tried everything, everything from a keto diet to a vegetarian plan to fasting to you name it, to CrossFit, to green juices, to antidepressants, thyroid meds, etc. I mean, nothing works. Nothing works. Nothing has worked for these guys. And so what I tell them is, I said, look, you're trying to fuel a body that has a blocked system. And once they understand that, and we run our tests to show that, literally, it's like, why has no one ever showed me this before? It's one of the most simplest common sense conversations that you could have, is that your body's not broken, it's blocked, and that it's not diseased, it's disconnected. And so I need you to understand that you can pour the best supplements and cleanest food and all the greatest peptides and have the best willpower in the world. You can pour all that into your body, but if your nervous system is in defense mode, and most people's are, if they're stuck in sympathetic overload, if your brain can't rest, relax, grow, develop, and heal, your nervous system is in that defense mode, and your cells, your body's acidic, and your cells are not signaling. The pathways are disrupted. And by the way, your body can't absorb the nutrients, and it can't use the peptides, and it can't use the hormones that you're getting. So this is what I want you to understand. It's like trying to water a garden with a kinked garden hose, right? The water is there, the life is there, but it's blocked. And so you got to understand that most people have physical blocks in their body. Okay. So I've got a lady this morning who's coming in to see us, and she's got IBS and Crohn's really bad. She's been dealing with it for 20 years, like can't go out in public. I mean, it's bad. Like she's had surgery. She's tried all kinds of things. She still has rectal bleeding, and it's a big issue. And everything she's tried, nothing's been able to help her. Well, we found that she's got some blockages in her physical body. And listen, no one's ever examined her physical body, like literally her mechanics of her ileocecal valve and her valve of Houston and her lumbar spine. All those mechanical imbalances these physical issues are causing her body to be blocked. I mean, take someone, for example, who's been sitting at a desk for like 15 years. Okay. Their neck's straight, their shoulders are hunched. I mean, their nervous system is in fight or flight response. No question about it. That person might have chronic headaches. They might have a numbness, tingling in their fingers. I mean, all that stuff because there's blocked nerve flow there. There's compressed pressure there. And when you have physical damage, in your body, that can manifest as all kinds of emotional and chemical stresses. You can also have chemical blocks. This is a big one. And this is the one that we find the most common with people, is deficiencies and toxicities. And these chemical blocks are really a big deal. Let's say someone has a condition like leaky gut. How many of you have ever heard of leaky gut? Give me a thumbs up if you've heard of leaky gut before. So leaky gut, its meaning is it's toxins and undigested food particles are sneaking into your bloodstream. That creates toxemia. That creates dirty blood. And your body spends all day fighting the wrong battles. I mean, that's what most people with autoimmune are dealing with. And you can take all the probiotics if you want. But if you don't clear the clutter out, if you don't remove the toxins, you're never going to fix the problem. That's why we use our Detox Pro Plus formula to pull the toxins while we're rebuilding the gut microbiome. People have chronic emotional stresses as well. How many of you have ever had emotional stress and it manifested into like you've worried yourself sick before, or you've worried yourself or stressed out that now your neck hurts or your back hurts? What I'm trying to tell you is that your pain and your suffering, whether it's physical pain in your body, headaches, migraines, anxiety, depression, whether it's IBS, Crohn's, colitis, whether it's concentration issues, whether it's anxiety, depression, insomnia, whether it's all of those things, it's because there's a blockage somewhere in your system. And when the system is blocked and it can't work like it's supposed to, folks, we got big problems. And so remember, there are 7 stages of disease that the body goes through, the 7th stage being actual disease. And the first 3 to 4 stages are really where patients' problems are. And most people are focusing on the disease state down here at step number 7. But if you don't fix step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 first, man, forget it. It's never, ever going to happen. And so when your body's under physical, chemical, or emotional stresses and it can't adapt to that stress, your body doesn't have resilience for it. Well, what happens? The first thing that happens is your voltage turns down in your cells. When your cellular voltage turns down, now your cell-to-cell communication can't work. Listen, if your cells can't talk to each other, if your brain can't communicate with your pancreas, and by the way, yes, it does do that through the nervous system, but it also does it through cell-to-cell communication. And that's probably the most prolific and robust communication that there is. And most people that have chronic issues is because that voltage is low. And you're trying to supplement your way out of it. You're trying to eat your way out of it. You're trying to fast your way out of it. You need a systemized plan to help you first, find the cause of the problem, remove that interference, turn that voltage back up. Look, I thought this was interesting. I'll share this with you. This is a testimonial that we just got on Monday. So I have a woman. Her name is Mary, by the way. She's from Ohio. She had Hashimoto's thyroiditis. She was exhausted all the time, had brain fog. Was taking 10 different supplements a day and 2 over-the-counter medication and 2 prescription medications. We identified that she had MTHFR gene defect. That was her block. Her body was not producing a specific enzyme, the MTHFR ACE enzyme, so her methylation system was jacked up. By the way, MTHFR issues and not producing that enzyme is one of the biggest causes, if not the main cause, of thyroid dysfunction among all men and women. Once we got that unblocked, and we unblocked it by giving her methylation technology, we gave her our cell signal formula. She literally started feeling better within 14 days. And here's what she said. She says, listen, we supported her with cell signal. We gave her we gave her some tyrosine, phosphatidylserine. All that is in the cell signal. And her energy skyrocketed. She listen to this. This is powerful. She went on a gluten-free diet. And her skin cleared up. Her digestive issues went away and her brain fog was gone now. And she's only been doing this for 90 days, you guys. Like 90 days and her Hashimoto's is literally not existent anymore. Okay. That's a big issue. So I just want you to understand that there's a blockage somewhere. Hey, do me a favor, put your symptoms and problems down below and let's talk a little bit about what might be causing the blockage there. Rebecca says, hey, doc, I've got some hand tremors. Any suggestion? All right. Yes, there's a couple things that you should look into. Number one, listen, if you're getting tremors and shakes going on, that means that your nervous system is overexcited. So there's something in the relaxation part of your body. Look, let me see if I can show you this. All right, try this. Look behind me. Can you see this little, see this poster above my head? So you can see in the green where it says parasympathetic. You see in the right where it says sympathetic, the red, that's your gas pedal. And most likely, Rebecca, your gas pedal's stuck on go. And if your gas pedal's stuck on go, your brake pedal in your body doesn't work. So your brain and body can't rest. It can't relax. It can't grow. It can't develop. It can't heal. And we can get tremors and pseudo Parkinson's and all that kind of stuff from that. Now, here's what else I'll tell you, Rebecca. A lot of times there are some nutritional deficiencies or toxicities that happen in situations like that as well. So what I would look at is what type of toxic exposure do you have? A lot of times, if individuals have elevated lead, mercury, arsenic, cadmium, those kinds of things in their system, their nervous system is kind of short-circuited. And when it is, we get shakes pretty easily, all right? So that's one thing. You could have interference in the nervous system. The nerves, let me just show you this as well. Check this out. So, Rebecca, look, the nerves that come out of the low part of your neck right in here, okay, at C5, 6, and 7, they control the arms, hands, and fingers. If those nerves are overexcited because of misalignment of vertebra in the neck, or if the disc is bulged and compressed, that can cause overexcitation of those nerves. That can lead to shakes, tremors, and et cetera as well. So you need to get that checked out. And then you could also have imbalances with some type of nerve signaling in your system. That could very well be because of nutritional deficiencies. So what I would do is I would, first of all, test, not guess, get a blood test done, do a CBC, so a comprehensive metabolic panel, get a thyroid panel as well, and a hormone panel as well, just to see what is cooking and not cooking with your body. Have somebody do a HRV test to your brain, and that can tell you if you're kind of overexcited or underexcited. Now, I will tell you, if you're having trouble sleeping, that can also lead to those issues as well. Yeah, so look, Rebecca, I think you just nailed it. You said neck hump, overly tense. So if your head is forward like this, look, let me show you this. You guys are getting a whole lesson here. So, all right, you see this x-ray at the very top right here? I know it's not the easiest to see, but if you look at a normal cervical spine, there's a big banana curve to that thing, okay? If the neck flattens out and goes straight, it compresses the blood supply and cerebral spinal fluid to the brain. That's when we talk about your block, not broken. Well, if you're getting a neck hump, okay, if your head and neck is forward, that's compensation for misalignment in that lower area of your neck. Your neck's too flat and straight. That also leads to what's called sympathetic overload. And that can also, that misalignment in that cervical spine can literally be the contributing factor of why this is on go and that's not chilling out a little bit. So listen, I would find a functional medicine doctor in your area, someone who does physical medicine and functional med. That's the kicker, guys. By the way, functional medicine is such a catch-all term now. Everybody's so excited about it, and I think it's great. But it's kind of like remember when the wellness revolution took off, and everybody started talking about wellness this, wellness that, and then Walgreens developed wellness plans, and drugstores developed wellness plans. Like, the drugs aren't wellness. That's crazy. That makes no sense. That's like McDonald's having a weight loss plan. It doesn't make sense. But that's what's happening, and what's happening in the functional medicine world now is the exact same thing. Okay. It's the exact same thing that we got all these doctors now that are talking about functional medicine. And these are the doctors that, literally 18 months ago were prescribing medications and COVID shots and all these other things. And now they're talking about functional med because it's the cool, hot, trendy thing to do. Well, we were doing it before it was cool, hot, and trendy. Trust me. Okay. So go get that checked out, Rebecca. You guys, if you have any other questions like that, type them in here, because I'm telling you, you're not blocked. Sorry, you're not broken. You're blocked. Vicky, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Vicky says, thank you so much for sharing all this info with the world for free. That alone speaks volumes. You rock, Doc. Thank you so much. P.S. I know you're very busy. I want to remind you, didn't get a response to my message. Okay, do me a favor. DM me again. Sometimes it's hard for me to keep up with the thousands of messages that I get, but I will do my best to look for it today. Okay. Appreciate you, Vicky. And good morning this morning, young lady. Ann. Hello. Hope you're well. Ann says, hey, I've got some frontal headaches. Okay. Not sure the cause. Listen, usually this area here is a sinus related headache, usually. Okay. Now, this time of the year, especially here in North America and especially up north and where you're at, we're already starting to lose humidity, right? The air is drying out. Now our sinuses are drying out. Now, I'm telling you, one of the best things you can do on a regular basis is rinse out and irrigate your sinuses, even just to keep them hydrated. So we use, we're real big fans on NeilMed sinus rinses. Look, here's one right here. What we do is we tell patients to go get a NeilMed sinus rinse. And what we tell them is we use a formula called silver. We use Argentine 23 and a couple other types of silver. We have our patients at least 2 or 3 times a day in the fall And in the wintertime, you can go buy one of these at Walgreens for $20, and you can put the water in here with the salt in it, and then put a little bit of silver, like a half a teaspoon of silver in here. And then I just keep it in my shower, and twice a day, I rinse my sinuses out, and it's really amazing for how the body works. Okay. So it's pretty amazing for that. Also, and a lot of times we can get fungal infections in this region. So making sure that, I know you're doing the master microbiotics, but making sure that you're eating fermented foods as well. That would be a powerful deal, like a powerful deal to do, because most of the chronic sinus and infection issues that people get in those regions are because of fungal infections. And you have a microbiome in your ears, eyes, nose, throat, and mouth, just like you do in your rectum. So that would be a big one. And then, low sugar or even histamine intolerance can be that. It can contribute to it, but it's usually sinus related. If the nose is running all the time, that's usually more digestive in relation, like more liver gallbladder problems typically. But I think every man, woman, and child over the age of 30 should be taking a digestive enzyme with each meal. So I would highly encourage you to add that digestive enzyme that you're asking about as well. I mean, it's a smart thing to do. So great question. But again, you're not broken, you're blocked. Something's blocked. Something's not allowing that. Now, women sometimes can have sinus drying out also because progesterone levels go low. If that's the case, get some wild yam extract. It's phenomenal, a progesterone booster in the body. I'm a huge fan of that as well. Okay, let's see. All right, so Julie says, hey, Doc, our daughter is freaking out with Chiari issues. Any suggestions? Okay, so Chiari malformation. All right, for those of you that don't know what that is, a Chiari malformation, do I have a skull in here? I don't. So visualize your skull. Let me show you this. So this is a X-ray of the neck. Actually, this is perfect. Look at this guy. Here's an MRI. Okay. So a Chiari malformation, here's your cervical spine. So you should have a banana curve in your neck. Like that's what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like this banana. All right. And then you see the little brainstem right here. This is called the clivus. That's the hole where the spinal cord goes down into the spinal column from the brain. And all the spinal cord is, it's an extension cord of the brain. Okay. So when the neck flattens out and goes straight, this is the kicker. When the neck goes straight, when you lose the curve, you lose that relaxation in the spinal dura. When the neck goes straight, it pulls down, and it pulls down the spinal cord. It pulls the brainstem and the pons down in this region. That's a Chiari malformation. Now there's 3 of them. And if it's a Chiari, really there's 4. If it's a Chiari 0 or a Chiari 1, there's a lot that can be done. I mean, a lot that can be done to help people. If you do chiropractic, osteopathic medicine, physical therapy to restore the curve in the neck, joint mobilizations, there's a lot that can be done with that, like a lot that can be done with that. Okay. What I will tell you is if you're a Chiari 2 or 3, that's usually, surgical. Okay. There's 0, 1, 2, and 3. So there's a lot of things that can be done. I will tell you, most people have a really great reduction of symptoms with B3 niacin. So go get some niacin. And I want the real stuff, not that no flesh BS crap that doesn't work. Go get the real niacin, B3 niacin. Try this with her. Try starting out with 250 milligrams a day, especially first thing in the morning of B3 niacin. And then as long as she does okay with that, go to 500 because she's going to get hot and flushy. That's normal. Go to 500, do that for a week. As long as she's good, try to go to 1,000. 1,000, which is like 1 gram of B3 niacin, seems to be a good therapeutic dose to help with a lot of the headaches and anxiety and pressure and just a lot of the stress that goes with and depression that goes with Chiari. But I would look into some physical medicine as well for her. And also because the brainstem is where a lot of the vital signs live, it'd be good to have a functional medicine checkup on her as well. So that's a big one. God bless you guys, Julie. Let me know. Bring her into St. Louis. I'm happy to check her out. Please. Okay. Cassandra says, hey, Doc, I've not been sleeping well. I'm so tired of waking up at 2:30 in the morning. Any ideas of what you can do? It's been emotional lately as well. Yeah. All right. So listen, Cassandra, I'm sorry to hear that. Let me just tell you this. And The sleep circadian wake cycle there's no pill, potion, or lotion that fixes that. Okay. There's no peptide that fixes it. There's no hormone that fixes it. It's a pattern that your body's stuck in. So how do you fix that? The first thing you've got to do is break up that existing pattern. And how do you do that? Well, here's how you do it. So we're supposed to wake up with the morning sun. So when that sun's up, Cassandra, you need to be up. You need to be around light all day long. When you're awake and it's daytime, be around light. Go outside, get some sunshine. I know it's cold in most places of the world right now. So what? Go outside. We still need to be outside. Go do that. Take some energizing supplementation in the morning. Anyone who has trouble with sleeping, I always put them on my cell signal formula in the morning because it causes the cellular vibration to go up in the cells and allows the body to go back to work like it's supposed to, especially in the morning. We do that in the morning. It wakes up the activity of energy production, ATP, in your cells. Go outside. Also take your vitamin D3 first thing in the morning. That way your body's used to getting vitamin D around that time. And then do some activities throughout the day. Focus on eating good, healthy proteins and good, healthy fats. Carbohydrates are excitatory. Fats and proteins are inhibitory. They're going to chill you out a little bit more. Try to get some exercise at least 20 minutes a day. Why? Because you got to burn off some of that energy. If you don't burn off that energy, your body's going to lay in bed all energized going, hey, we need to burn some of this stuff off. And then when you start your evening routine, whenever the sun starts to go down, if you're going to be on your cell phone, if you're going to be on your computer or devices, go get some blue blocker glasses, the little red tinted blue blocker glasses. Why? Because we've got to block the UVB rays at nighttime, because if light hits our eyes at nighttime, then our brain thinks that it's time to stay awake. Our cortisol is going to go up, our hormones are going to go up, and we're not going to be able to sleep. So that's what I would start with. Now I'm going to tell you, I also am a big fan of melatonin. I'm also a big fan of St. John's wort. I'm also a big fan of doing some breathing relaxation exercises before you go to bed. But what I'm going to tell you is this, is what you really should do is you should work on resetting your circadian rhythm pattern and going up with the sun and going down with the sun. If you'll do that consistently, most of my patients, if they'll do that for 30 to 45 days, not only is that pattern broken up, but now their pattern's reestablished, that now they're going to bed and they're in bed before 10 p.m. Listen, did you know that between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. are the most important times to be asleep? There's so many things that happen with a hormonal reset process, a drainage of what's called the glymphatic system. It's the lymph in the head and the neck and the brain. So those are the things that you should be trying. Please don't think that there's any pills, potions, lotions, or anything that's going to solve your problem. You got to reset your circadian cycle. So listen, I wanted to jump on here because I wanted to talk about the idea and concept of you're not broken, you're blocked. And you're not diseased, you're disconnected. So what I'm going to do is tonight, it's Wednesday night, tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to go live again, and I'm going to do an AMA. You guys have all your questions ready. And then I'm going to go a little deeper on the 7 stages of disease. And I'm going to also go a little deeper on how you can find out where you're at, what phase, and what you should be doing. Because like, there's a time that you should be doing detox. There's a time that you can do parasite cleanses. There's a time that you can do, but if you don't do things in the right sequence, it doesn't work like it's supposed to. If you try to detox before your pathways are open and your voltage is open, forget about it. You're going to have a Herxheimer reaction. You're not going to be successful with it. You're going to quit. So I just want you to understand that knowledge is power. Understanding the systems and processes and sequences to do things with is such an important thing to do. And then having the right tools to do it, that's really the key. So tonight, I'll be live on all of our social media channels and on biolimitless.com/live. I'll be there as well. And that'll be 7 o'clock Central Time. Remember, I also go Friday mornings, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time as well. So guys, I got to get going. I got to go see patients. We got a busy day. I got a bunch of people I'm going to talk to about the exact same thing I'm talking to you about, is that you're not broken, you're blocked, and you're not diseased, you're disconnected. We need to find out how to unblock you and reconnect your body so it can heal like it's supposed to, because all things are absolutely possible. Remember guys, knowledge is power, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. Until we meet again, I'm Dr. Eric Naputi. Have an amazing day and be well. Take care, everybody.